Springfield native Carmen Garner. He's faced inconceivable challenges in his life. Now he offers inspiration and strategies to at-risk youth looking to overcome obstacles through his new memoir. He joins us live in Studio 1A this morning to provide inspiration to all of us. Carmen, so nice to have you here. You actually are living in D.C. now, yes. So you traveled up to be with us today. Thanks so much for making the trip.
Thank you.
Now, we want to learn a little bit about you and what you've been through. I know your new memoir is From That to This, where you offer strategies to youth.
Yes.
And you can really say that you've come from that.
I've come from that.
And here you are now. Tell us a little about you.
Well, to start off, I lived in 17 different places before I graduated high school. I watched my mom pass away from HIV. I watched a couple aunts and uncles pass away from the same thing. A lot of heroin, a lot of crack. I stayed in crack houses. It was very tough. It was a very rocky childhood, but I chose to do better. I didn't choose to be bitter. So, triumphant, I'm here.
Unbelievable. And this was, you were born and raised in Springfield, in Western Massachusetts, yep. And now you are obviously incredible. You're a story of success, and to know that someone like you who came from that can go to this. Now you're a father, a teacher, a mentor, an author, an artist. I mean, I could cry just thinking of knowing that there's hope for these youth, yes, that are in tough situations. So you're here today to talk about some of those strategies that you used as a child, despite everything that you were up against, to come out on top.
Yes.
Now you have some great advice to offer. Why do you mention the underdog? Why is this important?
People look at underdog as something negative. I empower the word. The word is people root for an underdog. Whenever you see a team, you know, they're not expected to win, everyone roots for that team. You know, I came from very traumatic situations, situations where people, when they look at me, they say, well, you know, he's trying. Even though, you know, he saw his mother pass away, his brother has life in jail, he's, you know, come home to crack smells in the house, but he's still trying to do his homework, he's still trying to get ahead. So people, they will bend over backwards for an underdog. So I encourage the word. It's a positive word.
Yeah, it is, and not to see it as someone, you know, kind of feeling bad for you,
right,
but feeling like, I want you to succeed. Now tell me how faith and hope play a huge role in success.
Well, every morning when I get up, I pray. You know, I pray to get out of my situation, pray for new situations. I look to God to be in the situation that I am now so that I can help at-risk youth or anyone who needs inspiration. Yeah,
so it's amazing how something like that, having faith, can really keep you on the right track. And you encourage youth to have that in their life.
Yes.
And definitely. It doesn't mean that you have to go to church if you don't have the means. It's just having that faith in your life.
Or just believing in love. Love is the same thing. So
yeah.
Believing
in something. Yes. That's exactly it. Goals. Tell me about goals.
Well, goals, one thing that I do at my school is we start off with goals. You have to have a short-term, mid-term, long-term goal. When I was a kid, I remember I was 15 years old, and I said I would write a book. I wrote the book. I said that I would be here today to help at-risk youth, and I'm here. So a goal is a promise to yourself. I mean, if anything, you have to keep that promise.
Right, and it doesn't have to be huge.
It doesn't have to be huge, just small goals. Take 15 minutes out of the day, and every day add on to that 15 minutes.
Great advice for youth, great advice for adults. Actually, we're going to be back with you in just a bit, and you're going to offer advice to adults and mentors on how they can help kids, especially here in our community. Now, in your book, you do offer more strategies, more ways, and more inspiration, yes, to keep kids on the right track and keep people hopeful. Well, thank you so much, Carmen. We will be back with you. Looking forward to hearing more. Thank you so much. Great to have you here. We are back with Springfield native Carmen Garner. He's sharing tips on overcoming adversities for at-risk youths. Now we're talking about really adults and how you can, as an adult, as a teacher, as a mentor, make a difference in a child's life.
Yes.
Now, just to recap, Carmen, you're a champion of Springfield. You really have overcome a lot. You are unbelievable, really, in what you came from to what you're doing now. And you are offering strategies that you used as a child,
yes,
to help kids get through those tough times.
Yes.
Tough times that are unimaginable to people that don't grow up with situations like you grew up in.
Right.
So you're really here to share ways for adults to help and what kids can do to make a difference in their life. Now let's talk first about making time and traditions, how that could impact.
Well, making time is very important. So one way that I do that with my son is we travel about 60 miles to go cut down a Christmas tree for Christmas. And we don't go to the neighborhood, buy it off the street. We go straight there, and he'll remember that forever. And so as a mentor, I'll bring a couple more kids so they'll remember that, so then they can pass that tradition down to their kids. So it's about starting traditions, starting things that they would normally never do, but now they have something that, oh, I can do this with my son or my daughter.
And it doesn't have to be your child to start that tradition with. It can be someone else. So tell us about what you do where you're living now as a teacher and a mentor.
Well, I'm in D.C., Washington, D.C. I'm a teacher, and I started a program called Man Talk, where we take young men and we just show them and teach them how to, improve their character, set goals, different strategies that you can find in the book, so they can be a better person and be a better person in the community.
And what about the wingers as well? Tell me about that.
Wingers, I take as a mentor. I take 6th grade students, and that are at risk, put them under my wing, and I guide them throughout the whole school year. Make sure they're doing their homework. Make sure that they're behaving, being respectful to the teachers. So that's the program. That's the program.
Now, going back to adults and parents and teachers and mentors, breaking the molds. What do you mean by that?
Well, breaking the mold is exactly what I did. So in my family, a lot of drugs and a lot of crime and a lot of negative things were going on. So what I try to do is I try to break the mold. Now I have cousins who are coming after me. They're in college. It's one of my cousins starting college on the 31st of August. So a lot of the parents that come in at the school, they're a grandmother at 36. So it's breaking the mold. Teach your kids the mistakes that you made so that they won't make those mistakes. Break the mold.
Right. It's good to break the mold.
It's good to break the mold.
To be different. Life lessons and strategies. What can people teach their children or students or youth in their life?
Well, the same thing. If you're a young man, be respectful, obviously. Listen to adults. I have that the Native American kind of thought process. If adult is talking and they're older than you, listen to what they're saying because they have good knowledge to pass on to you.
Right, so respect.
Respect.
So really using the strategies, and you have those in your book as well, really using those to make a difference. Tell me about language and how adults can use that to make a difference.
Well, obviously when you talk to a kid, you want to praise them at all times. You want to give them hope and you want to give them inspiration, and at the same time you want them to be successful. So putting down a kid, calling them, dumb or you can't do this, obviously that's not going to work. So you want to push your kids so that they can, make a mistake, but at the same time learn from that mistake.
Right. Be positive.
Be positive.
Make sure that you're keeping in mind how you speak and how you speak around them. Well, we're looking at some of your artwork right now, Carmen. You're incredibly talented and you're an inspiration to all of us. Thank you so much for making the trip and for joining us today. If people want to learn more about you, Carmen Garner, Springfield native, you can head to our website, mymassappeal.com. Thanks so much, Carmen.
Thank you.